Michaela Reagan from Abington Senior High School. I'm in 12th grade, and I'm here to explain architecture in what I hope is an easier and simpler way to understand. Architecture is the art of designing buildings of various kinds, such as houses, public spaces, and work areas. I'm going to use houses as my example for this video. The main idea of making a house is to be functional, practical, and also being expressive and fitting a certain aesthetic. With living spaces such as houses, there are various things that need to be considered when designing and executing a house, such as walls, floors, roofs, and ceilings. Would it make sense to make a house like the ones you see in Dr. Seuss' book? It would be pretty cool, but no. Which is why most of the houses you see will have similar designs, such as these on the picture behind me. See, because roofs, you might notice roofs, if you're in elementary school, have these types of designs where they're triangular. You ever see a roof that'll have a flat design, always one that'll be slanted on an angle, because it has to be on an angle so that when snow, rain, or other natural things happen, they can just fall right off the roof and just won't stay there and come down on your house. Next is style. This is where you can use imagination to some extent. Like I said before, it has to fit a certain aesthetic, but it also has to be practical and functional. That said, a lot of the buildings and houses you'll see will have completely different styles with colors, different shapes and everything. And some will have the same easy concepts, such as these. Take this Loopsy house, for example, and this modern dollhouse that I built in one of my construction classes. The thing with this model house is that it has more of a modern design, with this slanted roof, only two of them on this little garage thing that I made. This little patio that connects to a little room, and beneath that, open space, one little window right here. Compared to the Loopsy dollhouse, you have, I don't know, multiple floors, unlike this one that only has two. Can you see it? Have roofs going on all sides. Roofs here, windows, this little balcony. Okay, pause it. Get your construction hats on, because this is where we talk about construction and execution. When designing and drawing out the plans to a house, you need to consider three things: the size, the materials, and flexibility. There's a saying that an architect's dream is an engineer's nightmare. So, when designing, you need to take into consideration that multiple people are going to be working on and designing this. So, the execution mustn't be too complicated. Measurements are another thing to consider. Working out measurements, most construction workers and engineers will use tape measures in inches like this. And most architects will have to use the measurements given to find measurements for the plans and work them out. And they have to use mathematical skills along with it. Mathematics that are used are, if you're in elementary school, bear with me, you're going to use basic geometry, which is shapes like circles, squares, triangles, big things, and then algebra, basic algebra. And bear with me, I know it's letters with numbers, but don't worry, it's easy. Y equals mx plus b. And then there's Pythagorean theorem, which is a little on the harder side, which uses a squared plus b squared equals c squared. All these ideas, concepts, and systems are used to build homes like the one you're probably living in now. My name is Michaela Reagan, and I hope this is an easier way to understand architecture.